Would you date a girl who was on OnlyFans? Now, before you all hit up my comments saying, no, I would never date a girl on OnlyFans, let me tell you why dating a girl who works for OnlyFans, who's got an OnlyFans profile, is a brilliant idea. Number one, money. Girls on OnlyFans, or successful accounts on OnlyFans, are making so much money. Sophie Rain recently said that she's made $50 million. $50 million on this platform. Like, can you imagine dating someone who's earning $50 million? You wouldn't need to worry about them spending your money again. Number two, they look good. Successful OnlyFans accounts for women are generally attractive girls. And most men, when men and women, to be fair, people like an attractive partner. So there you go. Number two, they're good looking. And number three, arguably the most important of all, self-confidence. Girls who are on OnlyFans, to be fair, anyone who's got an account on anything on social media where they're putting themselves out there has got to be pretty damn confident. So OnlyFans girls, they got the self-confidence, you're going to have fun with them. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think that I could be on OnlyFans? I've had quite a few people say that I should be on OnlyFans. I don't think that it's for me. I'm not going to say that I'm not tempted. But yeah, what do you think? Have you dated an OnlyFans girl? If you have, please share with me. Did it work out? Did it not? Would you consider doing it? Should I go on OnlyFans? Share and have a great day.
The answer is no. I would not recommend that you go on OnlyFans. As tempting as it is, my dear, you're getting sold a lie. The large majority, and I'm talking about 95% of the women that are on OnlyFans, only make minimum wage or below. All of the studies have said that the average woman only makes around $150 per month on OnlyFans.
According to Social Rise, the average monthly income for female OnlyFans creators is about $150. That number can vary a lot, though, depending on the creator and their audience. Let me know if there's anything else you're curious about.
So let's just say you were slightly above average. You would probably be making double that amount, right? So you'll probably be making $300 a month. Is that enough to survive on OnlyFans? No. But all of your pictures are out there. Let's just say you make 1,000, 10 times, 10 times X. You're making $1,500 a month on OnlyFans. That, my friend, is not worth your reputation. And the reason why I want to cover this today, my friends, is because I met a gentleman in the gym the other day, and he says, man, he's been sleeping with this girl, but she does OnlyFans. But she's so nice, man. She's a really nice girl, So I said, how nice? Like wife material nice? And he said, yeah, I feel like, she's somebody that I could settle down with. And I said, but she does OnlyFans. And he said, yeah, I know. That's the only part that's killing me. I can't take it much further than just the sex. But he said she was just a really nice girl, and it's just such a shame that she does OnlyFans. She said she would be willing to give it up for the right guy. And I'm like, are you the right guy? But what do you get out of it? Is this a woman that you would be proud of as being your wife, calling your wife? And he said, man, it's a hard one, but, hey, I want to think about it, but I thought I'd ask you your opinion. I said to him, listen, I hate to be harsh, but she's made her bed, and you shouldn't be sleeping in it with her. And that's what we're going to discuss today, my friends. Should you take women who are on OnlyFans serious enough to wife them, or for them to be your serious partner? That is the discussion, my friends. I'm going to play a series of videos because it seems like the opinions are mixed. I have no idea why they are, but some men are on the fence.
I was asking the guys, would you date a girl with like an OnlyFans, like if she had one before? And I couldn't believe how many of the guys said they would. And I'm like, don't you guys have like other choices?
You also got to realize that.
And I'm like, it could just be entertainment. Because I know in entertainment it's like a little different, but I'm like, really?
And it shows me clearly that there is either a disconnect between how men see women who are promiscuous and who get into sex work, or those men are so desperate to have a woman in their life that they're willing to take that chance. Are we at that point where men are that desperate? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves. And there's a third thing I should mention. There are so many women nowadays doing sex work. Like, what choices do we have if we're going to stick to women in our own Western world? Do you have any idea how many women are on OnlyFans right now? Let's look at some quick numbers. Pearl breaks it down here. I think I've shown this video before, but I think it's worth you guys listening again.
Sex work is an industry for young women.
And so the majority of this number is going to come from Gen Z. I found out 1.4 million women in America do OnlyFans. 1.2 million is between 18 and 24. What percent of women, how many women in America are between 18 to 24? I find out roughly 10 million women. So just on OnlyFans alone, 10% of women in that age group are on OnlyFans. So there's only 10 million women between 18 to 25.
So 10% of women are on OnlyFans. 10% of the eligible women that most men find attractive, that age group, 18 to 25. Now, you walk into a room, my friend, and there are 100 women in there. There is a chance that 10 of those women, 10%, have an OnlyFans account. 10% is displaying her goods all over the world for every man to see. There's a 10% chance just in America alone. That is wild as shit. Whew. 10%.
Why do we live in a world where girls think that OnlyFans is okay? Why do we live in a world where men will subscribe to an OnlyFans account? And we're calling it woman empowerment. Getting naked and having a man do things to his body is not woman empowerment. That is being a sex worker. We live in such a world where it's like, well, no judgment here. You do you. No, there is judgment because I care about you. And I get it. Look, you're not having sex with every single man that's watching you like they did back in the olden days when you were a sex worker. But the concept is still the same. You are still selling your body out. I know there's a lot of money there, but it's not worth it. It's never too late to stop doing what you're doing. There's a girl who is the #1 OnlyFans creator named Nala, and you can look her up. I think her username's like Nala the Ninja. She has a powerful testimony. You can turn your life around. I just hate that we're in a society where someone wins the Oscars and they thank the sex worker community instead of actually trying to resolve and get them out of what they're doing.
I also just want to again recognize and honor the sex worker community. I will... Yes.
Because I promise you, people do not love their jobs who are doing that. You can't tell me they do. Deep down, they know what they're doing is wrong.
Here's the problem. This marketing for women to sell their bodies online is such a slick, amazing marketing technique where the individuals who are successful at the business are out in the forefront selling the product. Oh, look at how much money I made. Look at how much money I'm making.
OnlyFans has changed my life drastically. It's changed so many lives that I know of.
Do you feel like OnlyFans is good for society and dating in general, or do you think it's dangerous for these women?
It's given women the opportunity to be self-sufficient. It has given them a chance to get closer with their audience and with their subscribers and, build relationships. It's also financially unlocked a lot of possibility for a lot of women. I'm more concerned about the other side of the men thinking, oh, I don't need to go out and date and find a real love and a real connection because I'm online every night talking to this person. It's taking a lot of their time to where they're not actually developing true connections.
I like the way you said that, though, because I think most people focus on how this is affecting women or why it's, not good for women. It's equally as bad for the men that are, being sucked into this entire thing.
There are so many positives that come out of it, but we can't also ignore the fact that if someone gets so sucked into it so deep, it can be detrimental.
It can be detrimental because these men are spending a tremendous amount of their disposable income on these women online who are convincing them to pay more and more for sexual favors. It is addictive. I've seen quite a few men who have gotten sucked into this. I mean, if you think this industry is powerful, the OF, you should check out the cam business. These women are parasites, man. They suck so much money out of these men. So all of these OnlyFans women, all they need to do is get these men into these private chats. These men are turning over thousands of dollars per month to these women. But here's the crazy part. The majority of consumers are married men.
Then I decided to think more about the consumers. Who is consuming OnlyFans? And I found out that 82 million American men subscribe to OnlyFans. Now, to think about how big that number is, how many people are in America? 165 million men are in the United States. And They're telling me that 82 million out of 162 million are subscribed to OnlyFans.
That's 50% of American men. You realize that, right? I just want you to absorb that figure. That is 50% of American men that are subscribed to OnlyFans.
Of the 82 million men subscribed to OnlyFans, 90% are married. And 87% of OnlyFans users are male, and 68% of OnlyFans users are white. So the average OnlyFans customer is a white married man.
92% of those men are married. That tells you something very disturbing. Most men are not sexually satisfied at home. Most men have issues in their marriages. That is the disturbing part we have to understand. And I'll tell you, my friends, in the age of feminism, one of the weapons that every woman uses against their married husband is to deprive him of sexual activity. That's where women use a lot of their power. And when you have a wife who's not giving you sex on a regular basis, you're going to turn to alternative methods to get off. Women know how serious it is for men to have sex, and they use that for control. And by depriving their men of sex at home, those men have no choice but to go to alternate sources to get their rocks off. That's the scary part. That, my friends, is something that has to sink in deep into the psyche of a lot of women. You are not capable of satisfying your husband at home, where he has to go out and spend hard-earned money that should be going to the family on some digital hoes. So that's what they are, digital prostitutes. But I don't want to get too sidetracked. This session is all about, would you get into a serious relationship with an OF model? I got to use the PC terms. That is the question. Because so many of these women, so many of the young eligible women are doing it, it's so hard for you to find women out there that would actually be eligible for you. And this is where I want you guys to have the conversation in the comment section.
I think it'd be kind of nice to look back at it when I'm 40 and be like, I'm tight, man.
We asked OnlyFans creators if they will regret their career in the future.
No. Money is not like everything. I really kind of like can't buy my problems away. I'm really glad that I had this experience though, because I wouldn't ever like know how to like grow.
If I don't succeed in future, yes, I would regret it. Cause that I had to deal with so much negativity, having to answer to people. My biggest takeaway is really just loving myself a bit more.
I've known people that regret making an OnlyFans. You just need to know that once you put those kind of pictures online, it will be up online and you can't really remove them. But I really, really like doing what I'm doing.
This is the problem, is that women will take the easiest way out to try to make money. This idea is, I needed to show everybody my body so I could get to know myself, is the pile of bullshit that women will peddle to you. How the hell does that make sense? I never felt like I would have gotten to know myself if I didn't spread my legs and show everybody my innards. Make that shit make sense. This is the kind of shit the young generation is listening to and going, oh my God, oh, she's so right. She's so right. I should do it too. This one, I made £32,000 in 2 weeks on OnlyFans. Wow. I guess, the mature audience is out there.
I've got to join OnlyFans. I didn't want to do it and I thought, oh my God, I've got to pay this, I've got to pay that. What am I going to do? I signed up that night. Paul, the money. I made £32,000.
£32,000 the first night?
The first 2.5 weeks. I was addicted. I was like, this is the best I've ever done.
Would you rather not be on OnlyFans?
Yes.
But you feel like you have to be?
I have to, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't my thing and I didn't need to do it. Things changed.
See, this is the thing. You got two types of women that will join OnlyFans. The young generation who are greedy and lazy and entitled, they never gave themselves a chance to build or to create anything worthwhile that they can keep themselves from just using their body.
I did OF and I regret it badly. I'm really outing myself here, but maybe this video will help some people. I did OF for about 3 months. I'm just going to tell you some things that might help you if you're considering doing it. I think a few things that you should consider first is, are you willing to put in the time to do this? Are you willing to be cringe, and also setting boundaries for yourself, because it's so easy to start getting some money and just going past what you're actually comfortable with. That Anna Paul and all these creators glamorize OnlyFans, and a lot of young girls think, oh, it's going to be so easy to make money. But in reality, if you don't have a following, it's a fucking grind.
They never educated themselves, or if they did educate themselves, they went to some bullshit education where they just pretty much played and partied and had sex right through 4 years of education. Those that never had the ability to grind away at something and accomplish something great by working hard at it. These are the women that pissed their life away, their early life, and just had fun. Always on the yachts, always out partying, brunching, just doing it, just not investing anything into themselves. And then all of a sudden they wake up and realize, oh, I need to make some money, and I'll just do this because I'm already whoring myself away every weekend at the club anyway. I might as well make money from it. And then they decide, oh, I'll jump on OnlyFans.
I was already being such a whore anyway.
In uni then?
Every night out and sleeping with a new person. Why do I need to stay innocent? I did a documentary about sleeping with 101 people in a day. We wanted to do 1,000 guys. Some of the guys were slightly disrespectful.
OnlyFans. The realities behind the headlines. What is really going on with our generation? Lily Phillips.
Then you got women like her who had a child, never pushed for any higher education or anything else, went through exactly what the young generation did, and then waited till she hit the wall where no man wanted her as a baby mama, and she's broke as hell because retail ain't paying, serving ain't paying, Tesco's ain't paying, So she jumped on OnlyFans, made some quick cash. That gets addictive. Now she has to deal with the child having to go to school and hear his friends talk about his mom showing her tits and ass on OnlyFans. Well, she's more the mature crowd. More than likely, it's the fathers that are watching her. Just saying. You got young guys who love older women as well.
Why did you set up an OnlyFans site in November 2022?
It's such a long story. My son hadn't been well and he was seeing a specialist at the hospital, and I'm a single mum, had no help to watch him. My only other help was my nana, who was going through cancer radiation therapy, and I needed time off and they were going to dock my wages. Mm-hmm. So it's not as if it was the only job I could have done, but it was the only job that would get me enough money to pay my mortgage, Christmas and my broken car.
How much were you making a month from it?
The most I got was almost 60,000.
And how much were you being
for
paid
a month?
For a month?
Yeah, for a month, yeah.
I think that a lot of parents are worried, and teachers are worried at the moment about children in school looking at these kind of images.
Yeah.
They're worried about girls being encouraged to share racy images with boys at school. And then you have a situation where a teacher is putting all of this online and saying it's role model behaviour.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure whether parents and teachers would be able to kind of accept that.
Yeah, no, of course, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but at the same time, I've not shamed away from it. I've took responsibility, and what I've taught is your pictures can go out there. I'm not saying do this. I worked really hard to be a teacher. I went to university and had 2 jobs whilst being a single mother. I had to do this for extra money, and it was a good way to make money, so...
Why you're a single mother? This is the problem. Women always come up with this shit. Yeah, I'm a single mother. Like, why are you a single mother? Why? Why is it that you couldn't stay with the man that you bred with, gave your womb to, and let him take most of the responsibility so that you didn't have to end up with a life where you're whoring yourself to the world? I don't get it. They always come with this sad story, this, oh, you got to be sorry for me. You have to be sorry for me because I went through such a hard life. That's why I spread my legs so that everybody could see right up there. But you have to respect me for that. No. So my answer to any man, if you want a woman where every other man in the country has seen up your wife's crotch, seen every single nook and cranny of your woman, And worst off, if she's getting reamed out by some other guy online and you're comfortable with that, then you're nothing more than a weak man, because no other man is going to respect you. A man has to have respect for his wife. And if you're respecting that sort of behavior, I don't see how any relationship could survive with that, my friend. Because if you do that, I don't see how any woman will stay with you for the long term. Because most women will never respect that sort of behavior. Not long term. Because you will exhibit other conditions where she see you're not worth it.
Stop talking shit about women who make corn. Okay? Stop talking shit about women who work in that industry, because for one, women see you do that and they respect you less. They want to be with you less, right? And for two, these are some of the most intelligent, business savvy, and socially conscious people that I've ever personally met in my life. Genuinely. You think that they're in the industry because they want male attention, but the truth is they're so hot that they were going to get the male attention anyway, and they figured out how to monitor.
I really hope his video is a joke, but looking through his channel, I really don't think it is, man. You know, I'm going to pray for this, man. I'm going to pray that, you know, for the women out here and the men out here that think this stuff is okay, man.
Because if she has made more money than you, you've already dropped significantly in her eyes. And then the fact that you accept her for her bad behavior, you've dropped again. So it's not going to be long before she starts banging a couple other your friends. Trust me.
Why would OnlyFans models sleep with 100 men in a day? No, it's too simplistic to say it was just for money. I'm Julie Tice, your psychology wingwoman, helping you understand headlines, people, and yourself, so let's get into it. It's time we recognize self-harm as behaviors beyond addiction and cutting. Lily Phillips sleeping with 100 men in a day is self-harm. The root of self-harm is shame, it's self-punishment, it's self-hatred. If you see her interview directly after, you can see she's soulless, depleted, empty. She can't really describe the emotions that she's feeling. That's dissociation. People with past trauma are susceptible to dissociation, which it would not surprise me if she had a long history of trauma, because that's usually what leads us to self-harm as adults. But also, we dissociate when trauma is actively happening to us, because the psyche cannot take on that stress. That's what a psychotic break is. So your brain, to protect you from a psychotic break, dissociates. I think the far sicker part of this than this traumatized girl that's putting herself through this is that there is a whole corporation running this. There is a team behind this, recording this, making sure that it happened, marketing this. And there's not just guy 1 through 20, there are 100 different men who participated in this. And then there are the thousands that pay for this, that make a market for this. In my opinion, everyone is going to hate on Lily Phillips. She's the easy target, but the good market for this, in my opinion.
Now, here's the problem. Here's the big issue with this. She pointed out that these women usually have a problem when they get into OnlyFans. These are not wholehearted women who get into this sort of profession. And what we're seeing with Lily Phillips and Bonnie Blue, in order to make real big money and make it sustainable, you have to keep pushing the envelope. We all know that if you show your titties today, you charge $5.95 for that. You can't keep showing the same titty for month after month after month, and a guy is going to keep subscribing to that. No, you got to go further. Now, all of a sudden, you're 6 months into the business. You're not just showing titty and some punani. You're doing some lewd things. You have to keep taking it up notch after notch after notch until eventually you're into that point where you got 100 guys beating out your guts. And then guess what? 100 isn't enough. You got to get 1,157 like Bonnie Blue. And you have to keep it going, because that's how porn works. If you want to sustain any level of money in this business, you got to keep pushing the envelope and keeping your subscribers entertained. This is the problem with this business, until women just become soulless. Now, you as a man who's met this nice girl who's on OnlyFans, you want to get into dealing with a woman like that? Because that's a broken woman, and she's not coming home to disconnect and become the nice wife for you. She's already broken. She's already effed up, man. So you're going to be dealing with a nightmare when you get home. She's making more money than you. You can't tell her what to do. It's her world. And guess what? It's not going to get easier. She'll suck you in with being nice, but her profession has made her a nightmare for you to deal with. Let's listen to this guy.
Throat. I could never date a girl with an OnlyFans.
Why?
I want that for myself, you know? It's not like
me saying don't do it. Like, do it. Like, get your bag. Go get it. Like, if that's how you make your money, send it.
Is there a difference if they're like solo or like always collabing with people? Is there?
It doesn't matter, man.
It doesn't matter no matter what.
It's the same thing.
Yo, peace out, Keo. Going on a collaboration. Like, if someone can pay to see your tits, I'm like,
it's not special when you get to see it by yourself.
Ah, I know. It's like, I don't know.
Is it weird that I think I would be more comfortable dating somebody that did OnlyFans than was a porn star?
No, porn star, you're getting railed on camera.
Like, would you date an OnlyFans girl?
Oh, bro, you're killing me. Like, if she's currently on OnlyFans, obviously no. If she's been on OnlyFans in the past, my answer is still no, bro. But it's not like I'm saying this from a judgmental point of view. Like, bro, people change. I have a bad past too. I mean, 3 years ago, dude, it was just drugs and alcohol for me every single weekend. And I wouldn't want any girl or anyone to judge me based on my past. So it would be unfair of me to judge a girl based on her past. Because like I said, people change.
Yeah, I would judge your ass if you were a drug addict. Because I know you don't recover from freaking being a drug addict. You're just sustaining yourself. But all it's going to take is one little bump in the road of life, my friend. And it could go horribly wrong. No, if you were just a recreational user, you weren't addicted, but you went through some wild times for drugs, that's different. But sex is a whole different ball of wax, my friend. That's a whole different thing. You going through your little crazy phase when you were younger with some drugs, that's fine. It might call you, it might not call you, depending on your level of addiction, if you call it an addiction. Because you might have been a user, but you were never addicted. There's a distinction, right? The problem with sex and women, it is significantly different. That's why it's difficult to turn a hoe into a housewife. Because a woman is also making money from that profession. She's also getting the dopamine hit from every single one of those interactions sexually. But then she reaches a point where it's no longer fun, and she has a society that's constantly judging her. Her images are out there. So there's so much more going on. She has kids. She has a husband. Everything is being influenced. It's not the same, my friend.
When you do OnlyFans as a woman, the type of man you attract is a man that's addicted to pornography. The average man who's traditional, doesn't watch a lot of porn, has is still a bit old school, won't be long-term relationship with an OnlyFans girl. The only guy that's so into that and would be so interested is a guy who's also grown up in pornography, and he's normalized women that are so hypersexual. So she ends up with a man who is not very masculine. He wants more and more. He needs threesomes. So her insecurities go through the roof. She's online, people are paying for her, when her own boyfriend, she can walk around naked in front of him, he doesn't even show a reaction. So she actually comes out of it very, very depressed from what her boyfriend's like.
Yeah, I mean, this is the part of it. I did mention this before on my long-term marriage show a couple of days ago. I do know a couple that gentleman married a stripper. They've been married 18 years now. And they're doing fine, but they do engage in some crazy, freaky shit. You know, they bring all the people into their sex life. So what Sadia is saying is correct. You can get involved with a woman who's been in sex work, but more than likely the man who's going to do that is a man who's also incredibly sexually liberal, and he don't mind having other men inside his wife and also participating in that work as well. So all I'm saying is there's not a one-size-fit-all type of thing. But if you're just a normal guy who wants a good, normal, stable relationship with a woman, couple of kids, good job, a community that respects you, not only you, but your wife and your kids and your name, your legacy going forward, then I would not recommend you get involved with a sex worker. That would not be your best choice, regardless of how nice she is right now. So there's no sense beating this horse anymore, my friend. I think I covered it all. So let's have a conversation in the comment section. Of course, like this video on the way out. Book a session if you need any help at all with your relationship, YouTube channel, anything at all to do with your business or fitness. I'm here for you, my friends. Okay, so my friends, until tomorrow, remember, whenever in doubt, always, always ask an older man. That's what we're here for, man. Cheers.